Hello, everybody, and welcome into the SFA Season 15 Week 9 Game Day. We are here in the Big Ten for Michigan taking on Minnesota. Not only is this the battle for the Little Brown Jug, but this is officially the 10,000th game in SFA history. Over 3.5 real IRL years going into the SFA all leads to this number 10,000. Glad you guys are here. Let me know if you can see and hear me. If you don't know what this is, it is the SFA. It's an online dynasty ran through Discord, Twitch, and YouTube. You can jump in anytime. You can claim a team. You can set your depth charts, set your playbooks. You can hire coordinators. You can recruit players. We also have fully functional sports books, stock market, and a bunch of server games for you to participate in. It's a great time. Links are in our descriptions. We also have the commands going. And if you are watching live, feel free to use that Twitch Prime sub so you don't miss out on any of the action. As we are affiliated, any and all revenue made through the Twitch channel goes back to you guys in the form of a national championship trophy and care package. So check that out. Oh boy, we got Coach Mike Gronstel Eastern Michigan going crazy. And Coach Rick, the freak in the sheets, the man that makes the SFA run behind the scenes, is here for the jug. Yes, sir. And we've got Jackson Arroyo on the screen. The standout freshman currently leads the Heisman race. So very excited for this game, and we'll get it started here. And as always, folks, before we get started, check out our friends over at Home Field Apparel. 15% off. They just dropped a collection for the Santa Cruz Banana Slugs. They are going to release a bunch of crazy collections for some of the craziest mascots out there this summer, so check them out. Use code SFA for 15% off, and then you can always use our affiliation link as well if you're a returning customer. If you want more content from the SFA throughout the week as we run on a 5-day schedule, check out Simulated Football Association on Instagram, and also you can check out patreon.com/the SFA if you want to join for additional game day each week, access to the Play Up Push podcast, as well as some other bonus content. We've got an interesting game here because it's Coach Mango taking on Coach Rick. Not only Michigan and Minnesota, they've had their matchups throughout the year. This is a rematch of the Season 13 Big Ten Championship, but they have a bit of a rivalry going as well when it comes to scheduling. As you guys know, Rick makes the schedule behind the scenes, and Mango says he's getting targeted with tough schedules. And when you look at the matchup history between these two, you can't help but think maybe Mango has a point, as Minnesota has won. Yes, they've won 5 straight games here against Michigan, but look at that, they've all been at Minnesota. So is Coach rigging the jug for staying home? Is he getting all these home games? They haven't lost since Season 7 to Michigan when Michigan made the playoffs. So maybe if they win this game today, does that mean Michigan's going to the playoff again for the first time since Season 7? I don't know. But very interesting history we do have between these two teams. Thought that was hilarious. But as always, before we get into the game, we'll go through both of the full roster so you guys know who to watch for, who's the big players, who's the big kahunas. And then you look at, we'll start with Michigan here, and you look at this offense, and there's zero aura. We don't know any of these players. We'd never heard of any of these guys. I will say Michigan has had some issues with quarterback injuries. So throughout the seasons, we've seen James Love, we've seen John Hodges, who got the red shirt this year, and Walter Parks. But they've had issues keeping Michigan quarterbacks upright. So we'll see if they can do that today. He does have some decent speed. He is playing. Running back, though, is going to be this guy named Greg Rogers, the SFA player. Jaquez Shady got redshirted. And at fullback, you got Keith Thompson. At wide receiver, Jason Phillips and Nick Booker and Brandon Lewis are your main guys. Jason Phillips is among the top 5 in the country in touchdowns scored, and Minnesota also has the same type of a guy. So these wide receiver ones are going to be very important to watch in this game. We've seen David Greer before. He's their tight end along with Ryan Hall. Really good tight end room. And offensive line, as always, looks pretty good, but they lost a couple of guards this past week to injury, so they're going to be a little hurt as both of their starting guards went down. So we'll see what happens here with Michigan on the line. But on defense, you got Quentin Vincent, Jonathan Perry, and in the middle, Bubba Moses and Joel Murphy. I really do like this Michigan defense and what Mango has done with them in one offseason. They've got Jimmy Glover In the middle, you got Ben Merritt. And then SFA player he brought from TCU, Renner Hornbeak. He is a beast. And then at cornerback, you got Kyle McCoy. You got Mark Cameron. Some really good speed here. Watch out for these guys. And Derek O'Donnell and Gerald Bray. And then he has two safeties that he got in the transfer portal. Dylan Hart, 99 speed guy, transfer from Ohio State. Cannot wait to see what he does. And then the transfer from not only LSU, but the transfer from Buffalo, Cassius Dreyer. He is an unbelievable safety, one of the best in the country, a Legion of Dread type of a guy, so we'll see what he can do today. And then their kicker is going to be Kevin Ratliff. Career-wise, or this season at least, he's 4 of 7. Big-time drop-off from Graza Award-winning standards, but good accuracy, bad power. And then we'll go check out Minnesota. Coach Rick, he made the Big Ten championship last year. Lost to who was that? Lost to Maryland. And Jackson Arroyo, the transfer from Nebraska, currently having an insane year. We'll just check out his player stats. 25 touchdowns, 5 interceptions. Running the ball has 5 touchdowns, 500 yards. He has been incredible. We'll see if he continues it up today. Their running back is going to be Calvin Warren. Their wide receivers, Jason Fisher is another guy who's having an insane year. You've got John Clark, Tony Chavez as well. And then they've got the SFA transfer, the East Carolina Pirate, Dusty Dukes, 99 overall, one of our few 99 overalls in the country. So cannot wait to see what he does today. And then their offensive line looks like this. A little weak on the tackles there, but the interior is very good. And on defense, you got Mitch Triplett on one end. You've got the SFA player, the transfer from Southern Miss, Quay Camaro. And then in the middle, you've got A.J. Washington and SFA player Delvin Blizzard. At linebacker, Ryan Johnson, Gerald Gray, and you've got Rhett Bush. So not an iconic linebacker core like we've seen in years past. It's kind of the Jay Jettis staple. So when he left, those guys kind of fizzled out. But at cornerback, you got Freddie Funyuns, SFA player, John Bailey, Alex McNakamara. I can't say that ever. And then you might see some Eric Lombardi. He is the reject. Don't know if he'll play at all. At free safety, you've got Dennis Luke or Davis Meyer and Eli Hayford on the other side. And their kicker is Terrence Logan. He is 11 for 14 on the year, and he has much better accuracy and power. So cannot wait for this game, folks. This is a banger. This is going to be it's a once-in-a-lifetime game. It's the 10,000th game in SFA history. Cannot stress that enough. Cannot wait for this game. 10,000 is always it's a massive milestone. Never thought in my life when I first joined this, when it was just 4 people, that we get to 10,000 games. I thought it was just something I'd do on a Sunday just to, fuck around. But here we are, 3.5 years later. So we're in the Big Ten, folks. Let's go to the Big Ten. Mango and Coach Rick, if you're here, let me know if you want special jerseys. Let's get this prediction going, as always. So we'll start the prediction here. Who wins? Now, there's no spread involved when we do the Twitch prediction, obviously. Who is going to get the jug? That is the question. Who wins? Is it going to be Michigan? Is it going to be Minnesota? Let me know. Put your money where your mouth is. And do we have any jersey requests here in the Battle of the Little Brown Jug? Rick or Mango? Any jersey requests? Let me get my thumbnail here. Alright, we gotta wait for people watching. You know those ugly bumblebee sleeves? We want those. Maroon jersey, okay. Now, Rick, I love the big Goldie. We gotta have the big Goldie, hopefully. Maroon jersey, gold pants. Do we have any spicy maroon jerseys? No. Alright, that's fine. Any spicy? No. Alright, so yeah, just kind of the typical Minnesota look. Alright. And then he wants those ugly bumblebee sleeves. Navy. That's your helmet. Navy. Okay, maize. We got navy, white, and maize. So, Mango, I'll do, if you want to do all maize, we can, because he has the red. Oh, you do not. Okay. I mean, you want to just do white? All right, if he doesn't respond, we're just going to do white. White is fine. Okay. Like the 10,000th game to be able to see who's playing. All right, so we're going to wait for the... we're going to wait. Wow, a lot of money going on Michigan here. You guys really going to do Jackson Arroyo like that, the Heisman leader? And for BearCave, folks, this is a 4-point favorite for Michigan. 47.5 is your over-under. Remember, you got the same game parlay going. And then we also have the first touchdown line separated now. So in the future, if you want to just bet on that first TD, you don't have to parlay it anymore. So you can just straight bet a first touchdown line if you'd like. Let me know if you picked a game day score, what it is. So we can go ahead and watch. But we got the Battle of the Little Brown Jug. Game number 10,000. Minnesota is on a 5-game winning streak against the Wolverines. We'll see if Michigan can finally get their get back. Mango against Rick. Finally getting to play out their little spats they've had over the last couple of years due to scheduling conflicts. He moved to the Big Ten, taken on and Iowa lost, so Minnesota does have a little wiggle room here if they do lose. Not the end of the world, but Michigan, man, they gotta hang on, as you've got Penn State, you got Ohio State now all of a sudden looks good again, and then you also got Maryland always waiting in the wing to take it over. So, like I've kind of said all year, it's kind of I think it's a foregone conclusion Minnesota's going to win this division, but it's a toss up here for the East. Yeah, I mean, East Carolina. I don't care about them anymore, Mango. I don't know what you're going. But we're at TCF Bank here for game number 10,000. No snow. I thought we might get snow here. But no snow for game number 10,000. And Michigan's going to start us off. So they're going to return this. A nice kick return past the 30. Got the battle for the jug. Who wants it more? So James Love coming out under center. We didn't see him in the game day last year for Michigan because he was hurt. It's John Hodges. So they're going to flip the play, first play here. And that's a handoff to Rogers. He's had a great year so far. He gets 11 on the first play. Welcome in McNasty, joining us on game day. Remember, we don't know a lot about this Michigan offense, so your guess is about as good as mine. On defense, though, for Minnesota, quite a few well-known players as, ooh, he stiffies off that last man and somehow finds a way to get positive yardage. Greg Rogers, man, pushing through the corner and then fights his way for 3. Really like the way Greg Rogers is running. Maybe this Michigan team in game is much like their IRL counterpart. Good man in motion now. They're just going to hand it back off to Rogers. He goes through the middle. This time they bring him down. It's our first third down of the day. Across the 50, our first third down of the day. Can Michigan keep it going? We have yet to see a throw. Man in motion. Delayed give, throwing that, dumping it off. Wide open man, the flat. Plenty of yardage there, David Greer. Nice play design. That's a first down. Beautiful play. All right, so drive stays alive here. Hand off to Rogers. This time they get him down the backfield. Nice play there from Brett Bush, the outside linebacker. So inside the 45 here, 2nd and 15, Minnesota. Another man to the backfield, hands it off to Rogers. He gets some room. He fights forward. He keeps falling forward. Breaking that first contact, he gets 11. So another 3rd and short. So probably not quite field goal range as their kicker doesn't have too much power. But back under center, we got offset eye here on 3rd and 4. Hand off to Rogers to the outside. Can he get there? Breaks one, and he can't break Freddie Funyuns. 4th down. Big play from Funyuns coming up, making the play. So decision time here for Mango on the opening drive. And they're going for it. Getting aggressive here. No man's land. Can't fault them for this one. 4th and 6. James Love. Will we see him throw it? Second time on the day. Greer out to the slot. They bring an all-out blitz over the middle, and it's complete. Nick Booker gets the completion. Drive continues. A quick throw out wide. Oh my God, that was almost picked. Dennis Luke. Not a good play design there. So first drive already going crazy. Safety's cheating up, bringing the blitz, brings him down. Beautiful play there. Beautifully timed. I like that, McNasty. You're a Cincinnati fan IRL. So out empty here, another third down. Can Minnesota get off the field? Bleeding away a lot of this first quarter. Throws that out wide, and he's going to be short. Ran out of real estate there. Was wide open. And they're going for it again. Mango wants blood here. 4th and 1 handoff. It's an easy first down. He cuts off field to the 1. Two 4th down conversions here on the opening drive. Unbelievable start here for Michigan. And they are on the door. Quick option. Flips it out. Touchdown, Michigan. The Wolverines take an early 7-0 lead here on the road. So, I mean, Michigan came for blood today, man. That opening drive taking up almost half of the first quarter. 2 4th down conversions. Mango is not messing around today, folks. Holy smokes. All right, so now we're going to get to see the Heisman favorite right now. He's leading the race. Jackson Arroyo, transfer from Nebraska. Jason Fisher is the receiver to watch, top of your screen. Dusty Dukes in motion, the ECU transfer. And he throws that immediately, gets hit. Runner Hornbeak, the right outside linebacker, man to watch, number 57. And then these two safeties, Dylan Hart and then Dreyer with the dreads. Former Buffalo guy. They are going to flip this play here. Dusty Dukes all the way out wide. Arroyo here. Running away. Gets away. Somehow finds positive yardage. Nice play there from Arroyo. He can run it a little bit. He has almost 500 yards on the ground, including 5 touchdowns. So that first touchdown did go to Greg Rogers, Michigan running back, if you bet on that. 3rd and 6, though, here early. Quick throw, and that's going nowhere. 3 and out for Minnesota. Not the way you'd like to start. So, really the perfect start here for Michigan. Bleed the clock, force a 3 and out, get your offense right back out there. Dylan Hart on the return, doesn't get much. All right, here comes the Michigan offense. I will say, they got stuck in a couple of 3rd downs. A couple 4th downs, that's not always going to be a surefire thing, so they got to figure out a way. But James Love here keeps it. He flips, that's a fumble! Minnesota has it! He didn't see him on the ground. Flipped it back to nobody. Minnesota immediately takes over. The old Boss Hennessy play. So Jackson Arroyo takes over, gives it to Calvin Warren here. He gets 3. So after a masterful first possession, just a miscue here from James Love in the triple option. So 2nd and 7 now, giving Jackson Arroyo plenty of time here. Delay give to Warren, that goes nowhere. Now they are going to be immediately in field goal range. Minnesota has an elite kicker. But can't help but think, man, this team's not able to move the rock so far. So 3rd and 9. Fisher, bottom of your screen. He's the go-to receiver. Delayed give to Warren here. Will it work out? He stiffies 1 and gets about 4. So 2 3-and-outs to start the day here for Minnesota, but they will bring out the field goal unit. This is about a 41-yarder from right hash to eat into this lead. The kick is up, and it's good for Minnesota. So probably would like to get a touchdown there, obviously, but they do get on the board here first. Minnesota does have a big advantage in special teams. So game number 10,000 is already has some fireworks here early. Love to see we got the old pitch play in game number 10,000. Hoping for a banger here. Under center now here for James Love. Hand off Rogers. He stiffies 1, gets pushed back, but gets 5. Already 10 carries here for Rogers. Wear and tear going to destroy him at next game. Second and 5 now. Corner blitz. He throws it that way. Hits his man. Big play there, Jason Phillips. Lean receiver here for Michigan. They hit a nice little half yam there. First and 10 now here. James Love cross the 50. We're going to hand it off here. Nice block shedding. Tyrone Evans doesn't do anything. Dennis Luke, the safety's been running around here today. I've loved some of these pursuit angles from Minnesota early on from their safeties. So second and 12 now, 4 wide. Rogers in the backfield. Brings a blitz. They pick it up, and big hit on Booker, but he hangs on. But another third and medium incoming. Triplet tried to get that arm up, could not. So third and 6, you got to call out a guy like Quay Camaro. Can we get some, rushing off that left side? Third and 6. Man in motion, it's going to be Greer across the line. Delayed give to Rogers. He finds room outside. Can he make a play? No, he can't. 4th down. A lot of running here on 3rd down today. And they're going for it again. Michigan going with the 0 punt strategy. Going to be Love here. 4th and 5. Floats it down the middle, and it is tipped away. And that's a turnover. So a fumble, then a turnover on 4th down here. Good IQ not to pick that off. You're exactly right, Rick. Giving high fives all around, Coach Rick, veteran coach. Only 9 total yards here for Minnesota. We'll see if they can get the offense going. Split backs. Arroyo has plenty of time, just dumps this short. Gets about 7. That's Muhammad, the backup running back. No first downs quite yet for Minnesota. Love to see Arroyo get into this game, get his head in the game. It's definitely the biggest matchup of his career. Quick option now. Arroyo keeps it, and he goes nowhere. So another 3rd down coming. So Minnesota's struggling here early on to move the rock. Another 3rd down coming. Last play of the first quarter, potentially. 4 wide. We're going to throw it here. Throwing that to the corner, and he connects. Tony Chavez, 1st down. Nice throw. So they hurried up here. I guess they like this defensive alignment. Chavez in motion to the backfield. Run some triple option here. Gets it out to him. There he goes. They might call this a pass. What a cut from Chavez! And he goes to the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. And they're going to call that a pass. What a play from the Golden Gophers. Dreyer couldn't quite get there in time. He just flipped it right out to Chavez. Can't draw it up any better. So 10-7 here for Minnesota as we end the first quarter. What a start. 10-7. Minnesota did nothing to the last 3 seconds of the half, but Tony Chavez, a big conversion. They hurried up, ran triple option. Can't draw it up any better than that. Game number 10,000 is been on fire. We'll see if Michigan can respond. They had a fumble and then a turnover on downs after their initial touchdown. So James Love back on the field here. They hand it off to Rogers, who's had some trouble finding some room since that first drive, but he finds his way for 6. This guy runs hard. Second and 4 now. 4 wide for Love. He hands this one off again. Big hole up the middle. There goes Rogers. He gets 20. Explodes through the middle. They're going to hurry this one up too, so taking notes out of Minnesota's playbook. Delay give this time to Rogers. He goes nowhere. Freddie Funyuns said no. The veteran SFA corner. Second and 11 now. Just across the 50 here. Trips right to the short side. They're actually going to move the tight end to the other side here. It's another handoff. Rogers trying to go way outside, and he can't do it. Rhett Bush again. He's had a good day. Freddie Funyuns couldn't hit him all the way, just slowing him down. So only 25% on third down here so far for Michigan. Third and long. Big chance for Minnesota. It's just kind of stolen the momentum here over the middle and somehow caught by Phillips, so he's going to be well short. Don't know how he got that one. And they're going for it again! This is already the 4th attempt on 4th down. And he gets sacked! What are you guys doing? Did the punter get the flu or something? What's going on, Michigan? So Minnesota now takes back over right at midfield. Quick option here, gets it. Breaks one, finds the sideline. Beautiful play there for Calvin Warren. What seemed like it was going to be a tough day on the offensive side quickly has become an explosion here for the Gophers. Arroyo over the middle finds his man, Tony Chavez, the go-to guy. I bet you they called that a pass on the touchdown just to inflate the stats here for Jackson Arroyo, who's in the Heisman comp. He throws that over the middle. Oh, Cassius Dreyer had the pick. Was a little bit behind him. He couldn't grab it. The Buffalo veteran drops it. So third down now, 3rd and 3. They're going to throw this one, and he gets hit. But they call it incomplete. No fumble. And they're going for it now. So they're not learning from Michigan. Fourth and 3. Arroyo rolls right. Throws it crossbody. What are you doing? It's picked. Crossbody, 50 yards, leads to an interception. Not sure what the thought process was there for the freshman. You got to remember, folks, this is a redshirt freshman at quarterback. He's going to make some mistakes. So Michigan now takes over in what's become a game that's quickly going off its rocker. Rogers gets the outside. He bursts through. Big play there. Not even sure what we're watching at this point. I don't know why you'd want to pass the ball. James Love hasn't looked too great. Rogers has been running really well. 1st and 10, Love, he is going to throw this one. Only a 4-man rush. Throws it to the flat. They had to come back for it, but he makes a play. Gets 3 out of that. Yeah, I'd be saying stop throwing the ball, James Love. 7 for 9. He's had a couple good plays. 2nd and 7 now. Minnesota's just been really good at getting him into 4th down. Stalling out. And, almost a sack. Love escapes. He's going to push forward and get 4, so make it a 3rd and short. Rhett Bush makes the tackle. So 3rd and 3 here for the Wolverines. Only 20% on 3rd down. They're going to adjust the play now. Man in motion. 3rd and 3. Love has time. He takes off. And this time it runs out. He's going to get sacked. 4th down. Will they finally punt it? Yes, they finally bring out the punter. After, what was that, 4 or 5 4th down attempts? So they finally decide to punt it here as we hit the halfway point in the 2nd quarter. Gonna get a return now and stop them inside the 15. So Jason Fisher held off the stat sheet so far, the #1 receiver for Minnesota. He's, I believe, the leading receiver in the country behind Tyreek Asher as well. So gotta imagine they're gonna have to start throwing it his way here soon as we got a split back. And just hand this one off to Muhammad, and he goes nowhere. Dylan Hart makes the play in the backfield. Remember, these safeties are the impact players, Hart and Dreyer. Handoff here to Fisher, and he goes -2. 3rd and 12 now here for Minnesota. Equally bad on 3rd down today. Delayed give here to Warren. Dreyer can't make the stop, but they get him anyways. 4th down. So Michigan going to get the ball back here, probably with great field position. See if this punter has any leg. He does, but we're going to get a return now from Hart, the 99 speed guy from Ohio State. Gets past the 50. So out comes Michigan, who has not scored since their first drive of the 1st quarter. First and 10 now for Michigan. Across the 50 here. Rogers up the middle. He's pushing forward. They don't give him the first. Wait, they do. What a spot. Looks like Michigan brought their own referees. He was well short of that. So 2 tight ends now to the left side. See if Michigan can start moving the rock here on the counter. Rogers goes to the outside. Cuts up field. Beautiful play there. Gets 7. Second and 3 now here. Michigan looking good. See if Minnesota can once again stand on their head, but Rogers, man, he's such a bowling ball. He just gets in there, falls forward for 5. Already up over 100 yards in this first half and 20 carries. This man does not know what the words wear and tear mean. 1st and 10 now inside the 25. Another handoff to Rogers, his 20th carry of the first half, and he gets 2. Mango just said, we'll just hand it to Rogers every play, see what happens. Just trying to be more physical than Minnesota, who's matching them, honestly. 2nd and 8 here. Throws it way outside. That's going to be a first down, Jason Phillips. So when he wants to, I mean, James Love is slinging it. First and goal. Rolling out right is Love. He could run this. He throws that short. Phillips only gets about 1. So we're under 2 minutes now. Hand off to Rogers. That goes nowhere. Big time. It's stopped by Triplet. As Rick starts talking to Arroyo, getting them hyped for their end of half scenarios. 3rd and goal here for Michigan men. Love dumps it short. Can Rogers punch it home? No, he can't. And they're going for it because, of course, they are. Nobody wants a tie. Michigan wants the lead. Hands it off to Rogers. To the outside. Touchdown, Michigan. Number 2 for Rogers, and they take the lead. Mango's aggressiveness hits home again. We've got a true matchup here of 2 great coaches who are going to definitely go back and forth all day long. Both these guys have playoff experience. Remember, Mango took TCU to 2 straight playoffs. And then also, Minnesota, they're 1 year removed from being the 2nd overall seed. So, but man, bad day here for Fisher. Outside the 1 drive, really, for Minnesota and the turnover, they've done nothing. So, they got about 1 minute 40 seconds here to really get something going here for Jackson Arroyo. Throws that to the flat. Muhammad gets 2. 60% in this first half for Jackson Arroyo. Doesn't have those gaudy Heisman numbers so far, but this is a tough team. Over the middle, and that's going to be incomplete. Nice play there from the middle linebacker, Ben Merritt. 3rd and 8. They're 1 for 5 on 3rd down. Neither team good on 3rd down today. Split backs here for Minnesota. Arroyo, he drops back. It's going to be a screen pass. Perfect call. Muhammad, he has room. There he goes. Muhammad gets a block. 19 yards. A perfect play call from Coach Rick here. As if you're keeping track, Muhammad's getting just as many touches as Calvin Warren is. So, looks like Rick has found a way to have a running back by committee. I'm not sure what playbook he's running, but very interesting. As now we go empty. Arroyo by himself. 3-man rush. Arroyo. Yams. Incomplete. Wrong foot there for the receiver. At the 45, we are in Yam range here for the end of half, but no timeouts for Minnesota. They used them to save some time here. Dumps that short. Goes out of bounds. Dusty Dukes makes an appearance. Hello, Daddy. Dusty Dukes, the East Carolina legend. One of the only 99 overalls in this game. Let's go. 3rd and 3. Delay give. And that goes nowhere. Stacked up. So they got to bring out the field goal unit. Or the punt unit. Don't count out a fake, though. I think this could be a good fake opportunity. We're not going to see it. They're going to try to pin him deep here. Nice punt. And I think that went out of the end zone for a touchback. So, I mean, if you're looking at the game summary here, Michigan's dominating time of possession. They got that 2nd touchdown. They're going for it every single time, it seems. So, can they add points here? 2 timeouts. Chance for Michigan. Remember, Minnesota does get ball after halftime, so if they can just hang on. Love tries to escape, and he's going to stumble over his offensive lineman. Not a good look there for James Love, doing his best Mark Sanchez impersonation. 2nd and 13 now. Second and 13. Slip screen here to Rodgers. They get it to him, and oh, a beautiful play from behind mitigates the big screen pass. Masterful effort there from the lineman. 3rd and 13. Looks like it's going to be our final play of the half. Looks like they're happy just running one more rushing play here. And that's what they're going to do. Rodgers gets to the outside. Oh, and a big hit. So as we hit halftime, folks, here in game number 10,000 in SFA history, Michigan currently leads Minnesota 14-10 in the Battle of the Little Brown Jug. And as always, folks, we've hit halftime, and we run on a 5-day schedule. So if you want even more content throughout the week, you can check us out on Instagram at Simulated Football Association, where we post daily media content over there. As well as you can check us out on patreon.com/the SFA. So you can get more content throughout the week. It includes additional game day. You get access to the Play Up Push podcast and a bunch of other stuff. So check it out. Remember, folks, we also got a watch party coming live right after this. West Virginia and Missouri in a very, very sloppy game in the rain in Columbia. But, I mean, look at this. Michigan's just dominating time of possession here. Minnesota's got to figure out a way to get more consistent on the offensive side. Jackson Arroyo has to settle it down here. They had one good drive, but they are still in it. So Minnesota, remember, on that 5-game winning streak in this game. They've really gotten used to the Little Brown Jug being in Minnesota. So we'll see. Michigan, can they finish the job? Both teams have a turnover as well. Going to be a very interesting half. Game number 10,000. Let's go. Come on! Goddamn. All right, here we go. Minnesota gets the ball back, and that's out of the back of the end zone. Don't see that too often. Hail to those big cocksuckers. Hail, hail to Michigan, the cesspool of the West. My nanny from when I was a kid taught me that. She was a Michigan State grad while we were watching college football. Second and 10 now here for Minnesota after nothing doing in the run game. Back to the split backs. See if we can get Arroyo running the ball here. He falls forward for about 4. Not much doing here for Arroyo today. They've been able to kind of get in his head a little bit. We got a 3rd and 7 here early. Arroyo now. Only 4-man rush. He got to escape, though, and he can't. Down he goes. 3 and out. Not much doing there. I thought Arroyo could have gotten to the outside, but he stumbled, and it caught him. So 3 and out now. See what Michigan can do with the lead and the rock. Gotta say, despite some of the errors, you got to be happy with this performance if you're Coach Mango, as you get Dylan Hart returning this one. All right, 1st and 10 now here for James Love. Maybe he can settle down this half. It's been all Greg Rogers today. They fake it to Rodgers. Love hits him deep and a diving grab. Beautiful play from the tight end, David Greer. Not even sure if that was aiming at Greer. It looks like he was looking for Booker. But nevertheless, Greer makes the play. So across the 40 now. I mean, Michigan's just dominating time possession, moving the ball. They just got to finish some of these drives. Hand off to Rodgers. Breaks one. He finds the outside. There he goes. He has the speed. Touchdown, Michigan. Number 3 from Rodgers. He couldn't find the hole, so he bounced it outside. An impeccable run there. What a move. You're watching this game and you'd be like, I think Rodgers is the Heisman favorite watching this. What a play. Third touchdown of the day for him. God, dude, they're playing the Hail Michigan song more than Rocky Top. What's going on here? And you got to think, folks, like, after this, like, who's going to be your top-ranked number or one-loss team? If this result holds, are you going to give it to Baylor or are you going to give it to Michigan? Seems like those two are on a collision course. Back in Season 7, last time both these teams made the playoff, they had one of the better playoff games in SFA history, so never know what's going to happen. Come on, Minnesota. Let's get some drives going. Come on, Jackson Arroyo. Split backs. Let's do something. Find Fisher. That's a keeper. Arroyo doesn't do anything. Come on. Michigan, stop being good. It's funny because, like, if in the SFA universe, like, Minnesota is IRL Michigan and Michigan is IRL Minnesota, and that's tipped away. Ben Merritt forces 4th down. So it's like you should be rooting for Michigan in this game if you're just like a fan of just college football. But it's always interesting, those dynamics. As we get another 3 and out. So Michigan now really has a chance to blow this game out of the water. And despite having a big-time, tough schedule this year, Michigan is 7-1. Looking for 8-1. I believe their only loss is Baylor, if I'm correct. And Minnesota's loss is that tough loss to Fresno State at the end of the game where they kicked that field goal. An insanely long field goal. All right, Michigan. Can Minnesota stop Greg Rodgers? Triple option here. Love going back to the pitch. He doesn't do it. And we got to get these safeties back involved like they were. Eli Hayford gets one there, but in the first quarter, first half, the safeties were running everywhere. We haven't seen that too much. Split backs here. They're going to throw it. 4-man rush. Trying to get Love. He escapes. He's trying to get to the edge. He does. Breaks a tackle. James Love for 13. You're just waiting for the play to blow up in his face, but it never did. Just everything going right here for Michigan right now. Man in motion. They fake it. Over the middle. That's a completion. I believe that's Booker. It is. 14. So James Love now 13-15. Very efficient day. They dominate on the ground. Minnesota, man, they are not looking good. They need to force something. They're going to fake the handoff here. Love keeps it. Doesn't get much. Only 1 yard rushing the ball today. Rhett Bush, another tackle. 2nd and 7 now. Starting to get hairy here if you're a Minnesota fan. Got to try to keep them to a field goal. Love steps up, throws that to the flat late, and he gets about 2. Never want to throw it to the flat that way. Late, luckily it worked out. Hayford again. So Hayford having a good day here, the strong safety. Doing a little break dance there at the end. 3rd and 5. So we approach the halfway mark of the 3rd quarter. Down 2 scores. Inside the 30. We know they'll go for it here, so 4 down territory. Love has time. Over the middle, hits Rodgers. Man, Rodgers has just been the thorn in the side of Minnesota fans today. Unstoppable force. Because now they're going to give it to him on a delayed draw. Big hole. He gets 5. Over 150 already. We've had a lot of big running back days today. Greg Rodgers, no exception. We're inside the 20. Can he get number 4? Greer in motion. They're going to hand it off again up the gut. And not going to give him the 1st down this time. So it is 3rd down. Chance for Minnesota. Gotta get a stop. Gotta force a field goal. See what they can do. No one covering the slot. Handoff, and they get the stop. What a play. Mitch Triplet. And they're going for it. Unbelievable stop there on 3rd and inches. 4th down. Can they get it? They're going to throw it. 2, and it's a stop! Turnover on downs. Minnesota does it again. We just continue to be like, what is Michigan doing? They're just handing away free possessions. I believe that's the 7th time they've gone for it on 4th down. Arroyo keeps this one. He breaks a tackle, Arroyo, and he's going to keep going. Arroyo for 22. Oh, my God. Arroyo making me drop my pen. What a play. That might have just been what they needed to get this offense rolling again. Jackson Arroyo, the Heisman favorite for a reason. Let's see if he wakes up here. We got about 12 minutes left in game day. Split backs again. Down 11. Gonna be a shovel option, and that goes nowhere. Runner Hornbeak on the tackle. We have not called his name too much here. Or that's Drew Clark. Yes, Hornbeak's in the middle. Fisher, top of your screen. No catches yet for their top target. Throws this one to Dusty Dukes, and he gets 2. So 3rd and long now for Minnesota. See if they can capitalize. 3rd and 12, own 30. Only 2 of 9 on 3rd down today. Not very good. Give me a screen pass, though. Gets it to Warren. See if he can get there. Nice block! And Dreyer keeps him short. What hustle there from Cassius Dreyer. And they're punting it. I'm sick. I'm sick. Inches away from a 1st down. Oh, that is sickening. So Minnesota has to punt it there. Dylan Hart on the return. Michigan gets the ball back here. Up 11. Trying to close this game out. See if Minnesota's defense, though, can help their offense out again. Desperate here is... Gets to the outside, gets 4. Greg Rogers running at will today. Over 5 a carry. I don't know, Mango. I've been very impressed by the way you're playing. You had 1 bad turnover, that's it. Now, going for it 7 times is a bit questionable, but a massive hole again. Just the way Rogers is running, that's the kind of player that can win you a natty on his back. Can have a Micah Bernard-esque run. There's a 1st down, though, for Booker. I mean, Love settled in here. He had some questionable plays here and there, but... I don't know, man. This defense also for Michigan's been insane. Over the middle now, and that's a drop. Did Texas Tech receivers make their way to Minnesota this week? Handoff here, and Rogers gets 3. Correct, Mango. Sorry for the stray, pizza time. It's 3rd and 7 now. Big chance here for Minnesota. Love, he takes off, gets the 1st. Man, just nothing going right for Minnesota now. Can't even get to those 4th downs here. They're running their 61st play of the game here in the 3rd quarter. Yeah, see, that's the thing is that Michigan is scary. They could always go for it on 4th down here. And there it is. Fourth quarter time here, folks, in game number 10,000. Here in the SFA, TCF Bank Stadium, Michigan, Minnesota. Rematch of the Season 13 Big Ten Championship where Minnesota won in OT. Looks like is the little brown jug going to be on its way to Michigan for the first time since Season 7. Yes, folks, we're in Season 15, and they've not had it since Season 7. So let's see what happens here. Split backs, Love. Oh my God, he's speared by Quay Camaro. We've not called Camaro's name hardly at all today, the Southern Miss transfer, but he comes up big there. Third and 16 now, Love. He has time, throws right, floats it, it's tipped away! What a play by Gerald Gray. Keeps the game alive. Surely they won't go for this one. They won't. Two fantastic plays to open up the fourth quarter. Whatever Rick said in that timeout speech got his boys chippy. Let's see what they can do here. 21-10. Michigan's doubling them up in plays. That's ridiculous. All right, Arroyo behind center, trips right. See what happens here. They're going to run more triple option. Does get it out. He has some room, but just no acceleration there from John Clark. Thought he could have gotten a first down there. 2nd and 3 now here for Minnesota. They only have 4 first downs to their name today. Hand off. Oh, what a cut from Warren. He gets the first. All right, they're gonna have to score a little bit quicker. You can't have a long, drawn-out drive. You got to start getting some chunk plays. Back to the split backs. They're loving split backs today. Side 8 minutes, more triple option. They hand it off to Muhammad, who gets some room. Starting to push the pile a little bit here for the Golden Gophers. Maybe they can start moving the ball, getting this crowd woken up. They've been put to sleep by Greg Rogers, just pounding the rock. 2nd and 1 here. Arroyo's going to throw it. Floats that out of bounds. Nobody open. Live to fight another down. 3rd and 1. Got to think they'd go for it in this scenario here, around midfield. It's a long 1 yard, though. Split backs again. Plenty of time for Arroyo. He's floating it down the seam. Open man! Hits Muhammad, 38! That's what they needed. Dylan Hart couldn't quite get there. What a throw. Right in stride. Layers it in right before the 99 speed free safety gets there. Massive play for Minnesota. Inside the 20 now. Arroyo. Escapes. Arroyo breaks the tackle. Oh, he's hit hard. Arroyo wants this more than anybody on this Gopher team, obviously. I mean, look what he's doing. And he pops right up. He's ready to go. 2nd and 4 now, inside 7 minutes. Clock continues to tick. Down 11. Desperate for a touchdown here. Hands it off to Warren. He finds some room. And they're going to try to rip it out. And they don't. Whew, that was risky. Merritt trying to rip that one out. 3rd and 1 now. Clock continues to run here. It's going to be a screen pass. Warren turns upfield. He gets the block. Touchdown, Minnesota. Back within 4. What a drive from Arroyo and company. That's what they needed. And what a block. Completely taking out that corner. He went flying. Chop block galore. Completely cut off the angle for Dylan Hart. We've got a 4-point game. Yes, sir. That line is 4 points. And it's a... remember, there's no... for BearCave, there's no pushes or anything. There is for the sportsbook, but not the So it's just considered a cover if it stays like this. So 6 minutes, 20 seconds left. Remember, Michigan, this is still scary territory for Minnesota. You've got to get a stop because we're at the point where Michigan's going to try to run the clock out. They could legitimately, if Rogers continues the way he's running, they could legitimately run this clock to the 2-minute mark and make Minnesota use all their timeouts. So got to get a stop as soon as possible here if you're Minnesota. Quick run from James Love, and he gets 4. Just a designed run to the outside there for him. Caught the defense off guard a bit. So now we're under 6 minutes. So we'll see if Michigan's going to run the clock here. I do expect them to. They are going to audible. Everyone's crowding the line. Everybody thinks it's going to be a run, and it is. And he goes nowhere. 3rd and 3. Yeah, me too. So 3 of 12 here on 3rd down. We'll see if they can get it going. Rogers, and he gets the first. Not good. That might have been the play. See if they start running the clock. Man in motion. Doesn't look like they're going to choose to run the clock yet. But somehow Rogers just continues to fall forward for 4 at a time. Mango, I don't... Are you aware that Nebraska exists? Like, 2nd and 6 now. Man in motion. And continue to snap it. He does flip it out. Oh, man. Getting some PTSD from the first quarter there. 35 touches today for Rogers on the ground. Man. Cannot wait to see what happens in the new game when something like this happens. 3rd and 9 now. They are going to throw it. Love floaties, and it's intercepted! They're going the other way! Minnesota gets the play they needed. The receiver never thought it was going to be thrown his way. We've got a ball game, folks. Cross the 50. Minnesota. Jackson Arroyo. And oh my, Cassius Dreyer took his head off. Talk about curbing the momentum. 2nd and 13 here. Just over 4 minutes to play. This is the chance. Arroyo to the outside. I appreciate that, Coach Bob Toledo. Yeah, I say Minnesota weird, especially in the heat of the moment. 3rd and 13. Arroyo. Come on, Arroyo. Please. Arroyo. Oh, my. He gets hit from behind. Oh, no. And they're punching. Never saw him. It looked like Arroyo was going to lose his legs. This was almost a Joe Theismann play. Wait a second. Did they just get him in the... I don't think so. That bounce might have not been good. Nope. At the 20. All right, Michigan. They survived the interception. Can they run the clock out? A couple of first downs and this game's over. Oh, what a play from Minnesota. Rhett Bush again. This guy's an animal. His overall is horrific, but he makes plays. 2nd and 11. Second and 11 now. Handoff here. James Love. Oh, a stiffy on Funyuns! Gets him back ahead of the sticks. What a run there from Love. Now 3rd and 2. This is potentially the game. Minnesota's not been using their timeouts, though, so they'll still have another chance if they don't do it here. Hand off here. Love keeps it. That's going to be a first down. All right, last chance for Minnesota. One more first down will end this game. Hand out to the outside. Rogers, he gets to the edge. Rogers, and he gets 8. Not good here for Minnesota. Yeah, it was literally a 3-and-out pizza. 2nd and 2. Michigan, counter play. Rogers, that's going to be a first down. Wait a second. They called him down way too early. I'm not sure what happened there. So they're going to just victory formation, but this game's not over, folks. This game is not over. Actually, it very well might be. Unless we get a massive choke. Rogers breaks 1. They got to force a fumble, and they can't. 205 yards on the day for Greg Rogers. 39 carries. Come on, let's get him a 40 burger. Let's give him a 40 burger here. Yep, this game's going to be over unless this is an incompletion or they run out of bounds. Something crazy. Or we can get a mango choke. It's going to be a handoff to Rogers. His 40th carry of the day. No fumble. That's going to do it. 40 carries, 206 on your dome. Michigan is going to go to 8-1. Minnesota will drop to 6-2. What a win for Michigan here on the road. They are going to secure the Little Brown Jug. Just run this out. Please snap it. Be so funny. And as we hit triple zeros here in game number 10,000, Michigan wins the Little Brown Jug for the first time since Season 7, snapping a 5-game winning streak from the Minnesota Golden Gophers. They win this one 21-17 on the back of Greg Rogers, who ran for 40 carries, 206 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Michigan extends it to 8-1. Minnesota drops to 6-2. And they will both maintain their leads in their divisions. Will they meet again? Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll see you back here next week for Week 10. Peace. Oh my goodness. Fun game. I wish we could have seen a little bit more on, like a little bit more drama from Minnesota on that last possession, but it's how the cookie crumbled. Michigan just kind of choked them out. Very Buffalo-esque in the way they played that game. All right, so as always, we'll go through the stats, and then we'll check out players of the game. We'll end the stream. I'll post all the BearCave results and game day results. We'll have recruiting back for you guys here in a little bit. And then also BearCave standings and all the regular stuff. Highlights of this game will be out tomorrow. VODs of these games and BearCave will be coming out later today. Very fun. And now we're officially into the back. Was at 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. So we got 5 weeks left here in the regular season. So let's see how this one ends. It was all Rogers. A beautiful play from Chavez, but Rogers was just impeccable today. So James Love, after a interesting start, I mean, 17 for 22, nothing to write home about here for James Love. Interception, he had that fumble as well, but player of the game, Greg Rogers, man, I expect him to potentially enter that Heisman conversation after that. Really no receivers stood out. A couple of cool catches by David Greer or whatnot, but nothing crazy. Defense, though, was impeccable. I mean, 7 tackles. 2 TFLs, a lot of TFLs across the board. The sacks, 1 sack here for Quentin Vincent. 1 interception for Mark Cameron. That was just a horrific throw. A couple deflections as well. terms of kicking, they did not attempt to kick, and punting, they only attempt 2. Went for it like 7 times. Minnesota, Jackson Arroyo is definitely going to fall out of the top spot in your Heisman race next week. 12 of 21, 156. Not a terrible day, but just not enough, you know. Running the ball, they just couldn't get anything going either. Jeff Fisher, no catches for the top target on this team, which is ridiculous. On defense, Cheryl Gray, great day. Dennis Luke, Freddie Funyuns, all doing really well. I mean, look at all these TFLs, and they still gave up 200 yards to Rodgers. That's just how many times he ran the ball. 2 sacks here for Triplett, 1 for Washington. They got that interception that gave them hope, but nothing else. They did get a fumble, though. They say it's a forced one, too, so that's interesting. Yeah, Keith, no, I mean, at least on the ones you put the visit, they were deal breaker players. So you lost, so those guys you're already cooked on, unfortunately. So it's just kind of how it works with those visits, man. You got to be confident in getting that win. So let's get the players of the game here, and then I'll pay out your bananas or babanas. So recruits might take me a little second because I had, I think maybe one. This was a Michigan cover. Yeah, it was. I have a few of the battles who had visits for BearCave games, so I got to factor those in. Let's get your Bobinas out. So I didn't even see, a lot of the money went on Michigan. I don't know why you guys are such Michigan deep throaters. I thought Minnesota was going to win this game, but what do I know? I always know apparently nothing in these games, so... as always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching. Any support with the follows, bits, or subscriptions. Like I said, VODs later. Gonna post in the Discord right now. Highlights tomorrow. Gonna set watch party to live here as well if you want to watch. So, we got 5 weeks left in the regular season. Crazy stuff happening across the SFA. Tons of fun stuff to come. So, as always, guys, thanks for watching. Peace.